Rebel Walk post game report. I'm Devin Flower. So good to see you guys. Ole Miss survives a back and forth scrappy game against the Kentucky Wildcats, 30-23 in Lexington. Ole Miss got their so-called revenge today. A scary game, I think, for Ole Miss fans at the beginning. Austin Simmons coming out, struggling a little bit. 2 interceptions in the first quarter, a little bit like you saw against Georgia State last weekend. But he gets it back going in the second quarter. A 7-0-7, run for Kentucky in the first quarter, and then Ole Miss goes on a 17-6 run in the second quarter. Harrison Wallace looks like the guy in the receiver room for Ole Miss with Caden Lee and Deshaun Tribling. Really only seeing, I think, 2 or 3 total catches today. Harrison Wallace came up big. You look at the fourth down play. Was this a gutsy call, 4th-1 on your quarterback to drop back after 2 interceptions? It says how much trust Lane Kiffin has in Austin Simmons to make that play call and do that. But Austin Simmons comes back in the second quarter and pivots and forgets about the mistakes he made in the first quarter, which is huge for Ole Miss if they want to compete against any team in the country moving forward this season. A scrappy game, which I thought was going to be something we would see today, and we got that. I thought Zach Calzada tried his best to make plays, but there seemed to be a lot of confusion among the Kentucky offense. I thought the Ole Miss defensive front did pretty good today, put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Didn't necessarily total into a lot of sacks, only I think 2 or 3 sacks today for Ole Miss, but they put a lot of pressure on Zach Calzada, which made him do a lot of different things. They had to rush the ball a little bit more, which I think is their identity, but they didn't really get the identity of the entire offense that they wanted. One of the things that I talked about before pregame was just time of possession. Ole Miss controlled that a little bit better compared to last year, 27 minutes to 32 for Kentucky, but Ole Miss pulled this one out. And Keywan Lacey, man, superstar, someone that I raved about all through fall camp about his abilities as a running back, his elusiveness, his ability to make big plays, his receiving abilities as well. He showcased it again, once again, for Ole Miss, totaling up 138 yards on 28 carries for 1 touchdown for Ole Miss today. He looks like the guy for Ole Miss with the collection of other guys. Damian Taylor also recording a touchdown. Huge day for the backs for Ole Miss. They seem to be really proven with some of the miscues again on the offensive line between Bryson Sanders and Patrick Kudas throughout much of the game. Something Ole Miss has to get figured out if they want to compete next weekend against Arkansas and moving forward against other teams in the SEC. As well, I thought the linebackers for Ole Miss did well. The edge rushers, had some moments where you would like a little bit more speed out there in the secondary, created some moments in the passing game and did a little bit of, good moments and bad moments in the rush deep. But overall, Ole Miss comes out with the win. Special teams looks really good. Lucas Carnero had a pretty decent day after missing his first field goal in the game. He looks like to be the guy that Lane Kiffin wanted out the portal, and he's really proven how effective he can be. So 30-23 Ole Miss win.